What is up, guys, and welcome back to what will probably be part 5 of this little micro surf bus conversion thing on the Renault Kangoo. I've been busy again, really busy. It's getting a little bit moody now, but it's been a beautiful sunny day. It's, I believe, the 15th of October. So, I think we started this video about 10 days ago, and I've been doing work as and when I can. And we are cracking on. I am cracking on. A couple of things have happened since you saw the last video. One being that I've managed to incur this little scuff. I'm not sure if you can see it on there, on the top of the car, which I can only assume is one of these chavvy horrible little gypsy bastard kids around here who's kicked his football up in the air and it's landed on my bloody roof part there, which has pissed me off. And I've noticed another little bit of trim that's kind of falling away from the car as well, just here. So, we've got this little bit here and this little bit here as well, and there was another little bit the other end there, and I'm not quite sure. Could be the age of the car, I suppose, but that doesn't look perfect to me. Anyway, that's besides the by, because what I'm going to do is, well, before I put this car up for sale, or this van up for sale, I'm going to use my polisher, because I got given as a gift last Christmas one of these professional polisher machines with all the buffing compounds. It's been sat in the box for almost a year and I've never used it because I didn't want to kind of get into that on a car that was worth a lot of money, or a lot of money to me in that respect. But this, I think, could do with a really good machine polish. So I'm going to get myself some cutting compound and some nice polishing compound, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to wet and dry 2,000 these little bits here, as you can see, and I'm going to polish it back. Basically, there's nothing I can do about that because that's actually from the inside outwards, but those are only tiny little scratches, so I'm going to actually do that. And obviously, talking about the outside, I'm going to do the usual, either do what I did on the Vivaro and use some of that shoe polish stuff. You'll have to check out the video to work out what that stuff is, because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it brings back these plastics here incredibly well, and I shall do it all over the mirrors as well, that kind of stuff, clear up the roof racks as well. And I've still got to do the wheels. I still haven't got there. I wanted to finish the interior. I wanted to finish the back part of the interior before I move to the front, and we're almost there. There's the insulation I used as well. I was talking about this earth wall stuff, and that's how much I've got left after I did all my stuff. So I put it up on Facebook Marketplace, hoping someone is going to need it or want it. I may end up just having to dump it. I don't know what to do with it because it takes up a bloody huge amount of room, as you can see. It's my little work stool there. Very useful bloody thing that was. Now, I had to do something different at the back here because I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but it was overlapping here and coming all the way down originally, but I noticed it was getting damp, and I noticed obviously when you closed the door like so, you could still see the carpet, and I did wonder if the rain was going to get in there, and it is, and I had to cut it basically all the way down. No biggie. Did that quite easily, and there's a couple of little bits that are falling away, as here you can see. They need gluing back in. What I tend to do is get a bit of the spray glue, this stuff here. I can put it onto a little anything basically, just to get a gloop of it, and then get a toothbrush and just scoop it up, and then you just tap it in behind these kind of areas here, just a, snagging, I suppose, for want of a better word. But well, as you can see, the roof is in, the lights are in. Let me just switch these lights on and I will tell you my thoughts on them. That one there, bear with me as I stumble backwards, and that one there. So we've got two bright LED lights in there, and the the power source is also in, and you'll see as we switch that on that does all that kind of nonsense up there as well. There's a cigarette lighter, there are two USB ports up there as well, and that's good to go. Ooh, excuse me. And as I said, the LED lights up here. It was a bitch of a job finding a power source, because I wanted to go from the battery with an inline fuse, but what ended up happening was I had to go in behind. Stumble. I had to go in behind here and find a power source there, a live feed and an earth, and coming underneath there you can see the fuse boxes all opened up, and drag it all the way back through and all the way back through there. This stuff here, don't worry about that, that's just a bit of carpet. There is scabby bits of old carpet on the floor because I have actually fitted the carpet. I don't know if you can really see that. It needs, again, tidying up and fettling into the corners here. This is basically what fits. I'm sorry about the shakiness, guys. I'm trying to do this one-handed. This is what fits in here eventually, so that will cover up any indiscrepancies there. But I want to spray this. I want to give that a nice coat of black I don't know what kind of paint yet. Maybe a flat, maybe a satin black over the top of that, because it's looking a little bit moody after all those years. And this is the foam, which I mentioned in a previous video, that I'm going to do. I'm going to cover that with the same material up here, this kind of denim blue almost, and put a wooden block underneath there, like I did with the Vivaro. You basically just cut a piece of wood a couple of centimeters, or maybe even just a centimeter smaller than the foam, and then you can staple your material to the bottom of that, and then use a bit of Velcro. And as you can see, it's got carpet on there, so you can just Velcro that in and it'll stay there. But oddly enough, even though that fits perfectly there, as you can see, it actually tapers toward the end there. So what I'm going to have to do is cut that little section off there, because otherwise it might look a bit odd. Bit of a pain in the bum, but you know, I think one of these each side will just give it a little bit more contrast color wise. Otherwise it's just going to be this kind of like barley walls all the way around. But I think the carpet actually looks quite good at the moment. It looks a little bit moody because I've got other bits of carpet over the carpet, but I wanted to do that, as I said, to protect it from my muddy feet, as it were, getting in and out, because I've still got a couple of little bits to do. The only bit I'm not really 100% happy about is just here. That's the wire that I had to loop up and across to do the lights here. I can't think of any other way to really tidy that up, but it's one of those things you probably never notice unless you knew it was there, and I know it's there, and of course it just keeps bugging me. And as you can see, I did the front cab as well, and I removed the original interior light, which was here, because that had a massive plastic shroud around that, and I've carpeted that over. So, and as you can see, the sun visors are out now, and I've got a replacement for the broken one, which I did mention, and I've cleaned all that up. So there'll be a grey, this kind of grey here, that goes in that little section there and holds in the sun visors. That's going back in, obviously, but we're pretty much done in the back. As you can see, the power source, I'll turn that off while I remember. The power source is in, the LEDs are up and running. I'll turn that one off while I'm here as well, and the carpet's down, the walls are done, the roof is done. Oh, excuse me. The doors are done. So pretty much the back of the truck now, as you can see, is done. There's not much else to do. I've got to obviously tidy up the outside, but once all these scabby bits of old carpet are out of the way, I'm going to get some curtains as well, and I'm just going to basically put a pole across here, probably. Don't make me swear to that, but I'm going to probably just get some curtains in to kind of come in round like that, and that'll kind of just shut that section off. I was going to use a wooden partition like I've done in the past, but there's so little room in here, I just don't think it's worth doing that. And you won't see the back of that seat, because I've got some beautiful seat covers coming as well, because those seats are a bit grubby. But what I'll do is I'll steam clean those seats before I put in the new seat covers, which are, you'll like the seat covers, I'm sure. They're really, really nice. And I've obviously, if we go around to the cabin, as it were, I've obviously still got a fair amount to do, but as I said, we're working our way forward. I don't know what this green is here. I can only imagine something was welded here, and that's some kind of protective paint, but I'm going to give that a quick flash over with some black paint, because it looks a bit odd to my mind. I'm going to get some new floor mats, and I'm going to scrub the crap out of this plastic interior here, because as you can see, it's all a bit moody. There's a few oversprays rather, of the glue that I've been using, and just tidy up generally, because it's all a little bit grubby. As you can see, you know, it was a working van, so you know, but I think a day doing that, maybe a morning doing that, is going to bring that up. And obviously some little bits of snagging here and there. Don't worry about these holes here, they hold in the brackets, which actually hold in this this grey plastic shroud that fits over here and holds up the sun visors. Pretty much that's all it does. But we'll put it back in because it looks a bit odd without it, and I didn't want to go any further with the barley up there, so I kind of just cut it off where there's a join in the weld there. So I'm hoping the grey plastic rather is going to cover a bit of that up. But as you can see, I mean, it's looking pretty good. I mean, try to look back through some of the videos and you'll see the difference in what it was like and what it is now. So I reckon, I mean, it's Tuesday today, Tuesday the 15th, is it? Maybe 16th. I reckon by this weekend this will be done. I'm hoping to get the wheels done. The plan is, because I've got some axle stands, I can basically just jack up this side, put it on axle stands, take the wheels off obviously, get them in, get them sanded, get them spray painted, and then turn the van around and do the other ones. Basically that's the plan. And as I said, I still want to spray that as well. I did consider doing it silver Amorite, because I've got some obviously for the wheels, but I think black is going to look better anyway. So as you can see, we're cracking on, and I reckon within 3 or 4 days this will be done and dusted. And as I said, brand new MOT as well, so this will be going up for sale. So if you've got anybody you think might be interested, give me a shout. If you've got any comments, obviously put them in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed, then do that, because I like to get a video out every month. This is a kind of a bonus series, really, just to show you the process of how I get these vans done. This is a very small one, and it will be just a little surf van, surfboards on top, and power down there, as I said right in the beginning. That's going to be for a 12-volt kettle, so you can have a pot noodle or a cup of coffee or whatever, charge up your PC, your laptop, or your tablet PC, and you can watch movies in here of a night time while you wait for dawn to break, and you can just jump out the back of the van, get your surfboard, and off you go. I think that's a cracking idea. Anyway, as I said, that's as we are now, and I think you've got to agree that looks pretty good, and it's been done on a massive budget as well. I will obviously do a breakdown of all the costings for what I did. I mean, how much the van cost me, my hours I put into it, and how much obviously I spent on materials, that kind of stuff. If you're interested, right at the end on the last video I'll do that, which will probably be, as I said, I'm hoping by this weekend. It's Tuesday now, so I'm hoping by Sunday this will be done and dusted, because it's just a bit of snagging now, really, apart from the wheels. I've never sprayed wheels before, and I'm interested to see, because I'm assuming they'll come out pretty much the same colour as this behind, because that's silver right? But it'll be a smooth, because I bought it in a smooth, 4 cans of that, so 1 for each wheel effectively. I might spray these black though, not sure, I haven't decided. You'll see obviously on the next video. And as I said, all these bumpers and trims here will have a lashing of kind of back to black almost, for want of a better word. Anyway, keep watching, and any comments, drop it in the comment section below, as I said. All right guys, thanks for watching, take care.